Okay. Okay. Whoop. Are we live? All right, we are live. Let's see. Can you guys hear me correctly? Yeah. Okay. CPI, baby. Yeah. CPI. The Consumer Price Index today in 30 minutes from now. I hope you guys are ready here. What's happening, my friends? Welcome back to episode number 23 of the live trading stream here. Good to see you all. Welcome back. Let me see if the chat is working. Yes, sir. All right. Krusty Axel, my friend, as always, back. Good to see you, my man. Just had a fantastic dinner. Ready for the CPI. The best time of the day. The streams, the New York session with my fam. It's gonna be an awesome session here. This week was amazing. We made some profits this week again. We crushed it. Yesterday was a bit of a roller coaster, but hey, it's about how you manage the trade. I hope you learned something from this. Let's see what we have with us right now. Gabel, good to see you. Growth Trades Talk by Hari. Hey man, welcome back. The Music Maker. Nice name. We're gonna have some music in a second here. My favorite song. I'm gonna put on my favorite song again. We're gonna repeat. We're gonna loop today. Okay. We're gonna close the stream today with some weekly breakdown as well. Looking forward to this. I hope you guys are ready. Type in a yes in the chat. Smash up that like button as always. This is the way you can support the channel. You guys know how it goes, right? And yeah, man, let's get the let's get the party started. CPI, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get the party started here. Welcome back to the trading live stream. Today is the 10th of April, 2026. We have a lot of things to cover today. We have the CPI, baby, the most important news of the week. The core CPI. We're going to have some interesting stuff coming up here. We have to talk about this because of the fact that, of course, look at the exact forecast. 3.4%, okay? 3.4% against the 2.4%. That is important data. That is an important forecast. Why is it higher than the previous month and significantly higher, you could almost say, right? 1% higher than the expectation. Well, the reason why, of course, has to do with all that speculation around what has been happening in the world as well. Oil prices has been rising. This causes indirectly some inflation as well here. Now, the most important information that you need to know is, of course, what will the outcome be? But not just the outcome, what will the reaction from the Federal Reserve be based on that outcome, okay? This is what we are looking at. We're looking at the potential impact on the potential rate cuts or the rate hikes, okay? In case there will be one, all right? This is something that we have to take in consideration here. Now, I was really curious about the potential expectation from the Federal Reserve here, because what happens if the inflation indeed goes up? What will happen in the overall market, and how will the Federal Reserve, Uncle Jerome, respond to that data here? Is he going to say, you know what, it's significantly higher, we need to increase these interest rates, which will increase the strength of the dollar, all right? It's very important. It will be bullish for the dollar, and it will be bearish for the rest of the market. But if he says, you know what, it might just be, you know, transitory, it might just be temporary because of the war, we don't know what's going to happen here, we're going to see what will happen over the next coming months or weeks ahead of us here. That's a different story, right? So it could be that regardless if the outcome is higher, that there is not going to be a direct impact on the interest rates from that perspective here. So right now at this moment, what we have to be looking at, of course, is the actual outcome here. Let's see what happens. Will it be higher than 3.4% or lower than 3.4% here? And also the core CPI is also extremely important, right? It's built around energy, especially here. So we need to know what's going on. And of course, the question for you guys will be, how will this then impact our favorite instrument, which is Goldie? How will that impact gold, right? If the dollar goes up, guess what's going to happen to gold? Most likely, gold will probably come down. And if the dollar goes down, yeah, gold will potentially break resistance right here, okay? And might go up a bit more, all right? So we really have to pay attention to the news. This is in around 20 minutes from now here. We can do, and this is something that we have to think about, guys, right now. We can do a throughout deep breakdown and analysis right now, and a technical analysis on the higher time frame and lower time frame. But the reality is that whenever there is news like this, and it kind of works in conjunction with the overall outcome of the actual war and everything that's happened in the world from a geopolitical standpoint, you know, it's better to just wait what the news does, anticipate on the news, and see if, based around that reaction, we're gonna find some nice setups here. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. You type in a 1 in the chat if you get the reasoning behind it here. I think trying to go long or short right before the news, before the biggest impact on the news, with such a significant increase or you know, in the expectation of inflation, is not the position that you want to be in. Okay, we have been trading the whole week, every day, pretty much every day. We have been trading multiple different setups, but almost. Right now, we have the biggest news of the week here. I think it's important to wait for this outcome, see how price reacts, and then trade according to that reaction. What's the actual technicals, right? Go to gold, see where we are, what are the areas of resistance, what are the areas of support, what is the dollar doing, how is oil reacting to that news, how is the stock market reacting to that news, and by that default, I think we'll get an incredible understanding of where we stand with gold as well, moving to the lower time frame. And then, of course, we look at all the data and, of course, the footprint chart as well, right? Real order flow to understand what the orders in the marketplace are actually doing. One thing I can already say, we are trading within the previous daily high and the previous daily low. So we're trading in yesterday's range, as you can see here. We're still between yesterday's range. We're not trading above the highs. We're not trading below the lows, right? We're trading within yesterday's range at this current moment right now. And you can see where the support is. This is exactly the level where we talked about yesterday, right? Do you guys remember this in the chat? Let me know if you guys remember that. These two zones right here, these boxes, right? The area of support here on the higher time frame, right? A lot of trapped sellers sitting between the 4755. Do you remember that? 4745 and the 4734. And then, of course, that resistance where I tried to short from yesterday, of course. My short was a bit early, but I took another trade, right? You guys know how that played out. We made some money yesterday again. It was good. We got out at the right moment as well. But you could see how that eventually was indeed that higher time frame resistance that we talked about yesterday. Okay, so in terms of yesterday, you can actually see very, very clearly that that box that we marked out here yesterday, that was sitting right here, that was indeed the resistance that we talked about on the higher time frame. Okay, and we were not able to break this yesterday. Okay, so what do I like to do right now at the moment here? I like to look at the 15-minute time frame, and I like to look at also the areas of the whole week. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to use my tool. It's a free indicator you can use here. The Limitless LTA Concepts Session Breaks and New York Stock Exchange Open right here. It allows you to see the exact days. So for example, this is the Monday, right? This is the Tuesday. This is the Wednesday. Very easy, very quickly. This is the Thursday. And today, of course, is the Friday, right? So from that perspective right here, you can actually see very well what the days are doing here. You could see that on a Monday, we opened bullish. We kind of closed neutral. On a Tuesday, we were consolidating. And then we expanded later on at the end of the closure. Then on a Wednesday, we saw that reversal, right? And then on a Thursday, right, yesterday, we came up and then we came down. And now we have been ranging again here. So you can see how we are going from balanced to unbalanced, to balanced, to unbalanced, to balanced, to unbalanced, to balanced right now at this current moment. Right around here, okay? So this expansion, I think, will give us a lot of information here. Are we going to see potential reaction here? Most likely we will see a fantastic reaction, so we're going to take that in consideration. Now, we can also use a tool here called the Fixed Range Volume Profile, right? We talk about this in our book pretty much every single day on the streams, on the live streams here, and this is why you're here. You're here to learn about this system that we have been building right now. You can actually see that we are now looking at the weekly volume profile right here. This is what we're going to do in a second here. We're going to look at the current weekly profile, okay? The current weekly profile forms as the week progresses, but only becomes reliable after at least 3 trading days, okay? So at least 3 trading days. Then we have the data for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday closure. And we call that the midweek volume range. And this will allow us to see some things in the market here. So let's mark this out here. Let's mark out the Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, and the Thursday. And let's see where the most volume has been traded. Right around there, okay? Right around this area right here at the 4686. Now, we are trading way above that right now at the moment here. But the resistance that we already are seeing here is sitting at the 4802 right here. Some people like to mark it out to the current data. You can actually see this right there. Right, gives you pretty much the same level, but the 4800 is indeed the value high. So this is indeed right now an area of resistance on the 50-minute time frame right here. You can actually see how we got rejected at it today perfectly, right? We can also see how we got that support there during the Wednesday right around there. So you can see how this will be an area of resistance. Kind of makes sense, right? It is the 4800. It's also kind of a psychological number. So this is by default going to be an area of interest for us that we have to mark out right now at this current moment here, okay? For the rest, we have the previous daily highs right here, sitting at the 4826. So I'm going to mark out that level, the previous daily highs right there, okay? And then we have a pretty good understanding of some levels that we have to look at. But right now, we just have to be very patient, wait for the news, because if we drop, we will most likely drop right into higher time frame support as well here. So the reaction is what I'm going to look to trade today, right? The reaction, the anticipation, and that allows me also to be free, right? And not being stuck to trying to predict the outcome here, because some people are going to say it's going to go up, some people are going to say it's going to come down. But in my opinion, from doing this live already for the past 4 years on stream consistently, CPI, I've done I don't know how many CPI releases on stream. Nobody truly really knows what the reaction will be. Sometimes the news can come out super bullish, but the market does the exact other thing, correct? So therefore, we're not going to really look into the expectation. We're going to look at the anticipation, all right? So we're going to be more reactive today to what we are seeing in the order flow. And the only thing that we need today is volume. We need some volume. We need some freaking volume today. Okay, we have been ranging. Let's give us a breakout here. But most importantly, what we can see from the 4-hour, the previous 4-hour closure, is that we have seen buyers stepping in quite aggressively. And we also have some support at the moment here. So we just have to wait, be patient, and see where we go from there. But one thing is for certain, the CPI is always going to be very, very, very interesting here. Okay, so if you want to learn about the volume profile, okay, I suggest you to download my free book. It's called the LTA Concepts Trading Volume Map right here. You can see this beautiful book that I've written for you right here. Okay, man, I'm so sweaty. It's so hot outside, and I came from dinner, and anyways, look at this. Look at this beauty, right? This is a book for you right there. If you haven't yet, you can download your email or fill in your email. You can get access to the book right around there. Now, besides that, so many of you guys have been asking me about, do I have a group? Do I have like a VIP group? Do I have a course? Whatever the case would be. And I always say, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. But the amount of requests were absolutely insane. So I actually sent out an email to you guys. If you have downloaded the book already, then I am going to onboard right now 15 people. That's it. A small group, 15 spots, 6 weeks working directly with me. You're going to learn the exact trading system that I use on the live streams every single day. It's the tools, the indicators you need, pretty much everything that I developed here. And this is really for, you could say, all the traders that don't really see this as a hobby, okay? The ones who really want to make trading a full-time income, like I've done, and are 100% committed to trade a proven system for the next year and actually build a real edge here, okay? So this is gonna include homework, my friend. I hope you're ready for that. I hope you're ready for that. Okay, so if that's you, then there is an application link below right now. It will probably take around 5 minutes. It will lead you to a video that I created for you guys here. 15 people, all right? We have 1,000 people watching the streams. I'm gonna onboard 50 people. This is the only thing I'm gonna do here. That is my goal here. My vision is to just work with a small amount of people. I think this is, for me, the most fulfilling. Working with people, giving them the full attention, exactly what they need, all their tools and everything in order to make this a success here, okay? So if you're not serious about this, then just don't apply here, okay? There are limited spots available here. We don't want to overcomplicate this for the people. We don't want to go to all the applications, because we will, but we prefer to go to the serious applications only for people who are actually committed and actually want to do this, okay? So the streams aren't going anywhere. I will be streaming here 5 days a week consistently, but please leave the spots open for the people who are truly ready for this. All right, so without further ado here, we have around 9 minutes left. 9 minutes left for the CPI here. I'm gonna post the link right now in the chat as well, but you can also see it in the description right here. You can apply for the gold hybrid trading system right there. 15 spots, so make sure that you're serious, only serious if you're committed to this, okay? 15 people, it's not a lot of people, and I'm very, very sure that this is already filling up quite quickly, probably already by the end of the stream, to be honest with you. But anyways, so we're gonna go deeper into Goldie right now. The dollar at the moment is, it's kind of ranging, right? It's kind of stagnating at the moment here. Look on the daily time frame as well here, how the dollar is just unable to break higher, and we are getting rejected from this higher time frame resistance right now. We were unable to do so, but keep in mind, guys, and this is something that I do want to pay attention to right now, we do have an opening gap sitting still right around there, okay? So there is an opening gap. Sometimes these gaps are getting filled through, and news events are usually very interesting for that. So we have to pay attention to this opening gap that is still sitting there on the dollar, okay? So if the dollar spikes up, there is a reaction that gold can create some bottom wick, or it can spike down quite aggressively as well here. This is from Wednesday, okay? That opening gap on a Wednesday right here is not filled yet, okay? So let's see what happens right now with the news, guys. I'm gonna go into chat here. Let me see what you guys are thinking. Have you guys done any pre-work, any analysis on gold here? Let me know. We're gonna go over this right now. I'm really looking forward, by the way, to see what we can do after the CPI, because what I want is all the news now out of the way, the volume out of the way, right? And then, boom, we're going to see where the most orders in that candle will be executed. And I'm going to pay a lot more attention to the formation of sellers, buyers, and our key levels, of course. So I'm really, really curious to what will happen here. And I hope to end the week freaking strong with you guys this week. All right? Really looking forward to that. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Let me see what the chat is saying here. While we're waiting for the CPI, baby. The CPI. Jack Rose said, did he make a profitable trade yesterday? If you haven't seen yesterday's stream, I'm not going to spoil it. I am not going to spoil it. Okay? You have to watch it. I'm not going to spoil it. So you understand the whole situation. All right? Okay. Sorry, I have some trouble connection. Can I again say where we can apply? The link is in the description, or the link will be in the chat. I'll drop it one more time here, and then it will pop up right there. All right? Okay. Do I get the CME level bundle for free in Tradeovate? I think you have. I think you have that in Tradeovate as well, but it's not the exact same footprint chart as we use here, right? It's a little bit different. This is the real juice, the real orders in the marketplace here. Okay, it's actually a very simple system I'm using, by the way. It's a very simple, straightforward system. You need to have the right tools. You need to have the right system for that, and the right process. We have been talking about this already for a while. And that is something that we are continually going to explain on the stream on a kind of service level, because I can't go through all the insights, of course, of that right now. But yeah, let's see what Goldie does here. Let's get our setup ready to rock. Let me make sure I have everything ready. So this is gold on one side here. Boom, the dollar on the other side on the 50-minute time frame. There we go. Gold on the 50-minute time frame. There we go. Let's actually mark out the previous daily highs right there. Make sure we have this as well set. Perfect. And then, of course, we need to get the current weekly very high that we just talked about. Also need to make sure that this is done right there. Perfect. This is actually where we're getting rejected at right now, by the way. The current weekly very high. That is the very high of this week. So far, this will be an important level for next week as well if we stay within this range. But I doubt it that we stay in this range, to be honest. Where was it? The 4,800, right? Yeah, 4,800 right here. You can already see how we got rejected there during the Asian session. Okay, that was a very, very clear rejection right there. Okay, so in terms of the correlation check after the news, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the dollar, the euro, the bond market, the 10-year yield, and then boom, trading view. Look at the valuation index. And then it's the volume profile, our support and resistance, and the footprint chart. So, yeah, man. Let's see what happens today. Let's see what happens today. Okay. And let me see what the chat is saying here. Why are we choosing futures? We have been trading futures for a while, man. We've been trading futures for a while. If you use some order flow as well here, then that's something that we've been doing here. We've also been trading top step for a while before, right? So that's nothing new. That is nothing new. Yeah, the difference between spot and futures right now is around 30 points, right? Oh no, not 30, 24 points right now. So futures price is 24 points higher than the spot price. That's the only thing. But the candles are pretty much the same. Candles are pretty much the same. All right, Goldie on one side, the dollar on the other side. Where is my tool? Where is my stealth valuation index? Super important for us. Okay. Why is this so important for us? Well, the reason why is because when we're undervalued right here, specifically on the 5-minute lately, man, it has been so good. We can actually see that when we're undervalued, we're creating these like bottoms right now. Super nice. But we're waiting for the news today, and I think after that it will recalibrate itself. Because sometimes with the inflation data coming out, the connection between the dollar and gold can be off a little bit here. But you can actually see that gold actually found the bottom here. It came up and the dollar dropped. You see that? So this is why we have to pay attention to both sides right now as well here. Let me see what we can do. We have the 4 hours sitting there. I'm gonna look at the 1 hour and the 15-minute. That's what we're gonna watch, guys. We're gonna watch the 15-minute when the news comes out on the footprint, the order flow here, see what happens with the orders. Let's see if we're gonna see a huge candle today. Okay, let's see. Steven says gold is struggling to surpass the 477 the whole day. So not sure what the news will do. Yeah, we just wait and see that, man. We'll just wait and see this right here. Okay. Good luck, Cambodia. Good luck to you, my friend. Lorenzo, why specifically Goldie? Can we include the Nasdaq? I mean, we could, but gold has just been our top tier instrument, man. We are really loving trading gold. I've noticed that everyone that trades live trades the Nasdaq, right? And I look at the Nasdaq sometimes for the open. We go through some order flow as well. We have done it at the beginning as well for our series, and I will continue doing this. But if gold shows us an opportunity, I will always choose gold over any other instrument, because I know gold. I've been trading gold for a long time here, and I'm kind of a little bit in love with this instrument as well, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's my baby, you know. Lorenzo, what's your origin? You sound Dutch. I am. I'm half Dutch and I'm half Italian. So yeah, a bit of both. That's why you see my name being Italian with a Dutch accent. You're like, hey, there's a mismatch there. Something doesn't add on. Well, here we go. I have some questions regarding the order flow. We pay for these features in trading platforms. How do we know that the data they provide is accurate? It is super accurate. I mean, I'm not sure how many times you have seen our boxes that I've been marking out. But if you've been on the streams already for a while, then you will see. Okay, you will see. All right, 1 minute left. We cannot waste too much time here, guys. Let's see what happens. Let's open the footprint. We're gonna look at the data. The market is already shaking. Shaking. There we go. Gold is pushing. Gold is pushing. All right, something is happening here. Gold is pushing. What is happening? Ooh, look at that, dude. 3.3% on the CPI year over year. Came out lower than expected. The core CPI came out lower than expected. CPI came out lower than expected. This is gonna be beautiful. This is gonna be a very interesting reaction for gold here. It is pushing up right away, as you guys see. Immediately, right into our level right here, the current weekly value high. Look at how it's reacting right now, around the current weekly value high here. Ooh. Buyers stepping in right away. Right away. Look at the 5 minutes. Boom. Right away. This is going to be a super important moment here. This is bullish for gold, by the way. This is bullish for gold here. This is actually very good, because now, yes, the forecast was indeed higher, 3.3%. So it's significantly higher than the previous month. But the expectation was 3.4. So it's kind of a relief. If it was more than that, that would be disastrous. That would be a warning sign. This is where I can clearly see Jerome Powell thinking, you know what? We'll watch, see how this goes with the war. It's not too bad yet. We'll pay attention to this. So not a direct potential scenario of an interest rate hike, which actually would cause the dollar to strengthen. But this, in my opinion, is not something to really worry about yet. Okay? So not bad. Not bad. Okay? Not bad, baby. Let's hope this is gonna pump today. Let's hope we stay bullish today. The reason why is because we are bouncing from that higher time frame demand zone that we talked about right here. Okay? We had this demand zone marked out for the people that came here to the stream yesterday, the day before. We bounced from the demand zone. Right now, we are trying to break resistance. We are still in resistance. We cannot neglect this right now. But this is not bad. This is actually not bad here. Let's also use the previous day. Yeah, no, this is not bad. This is not bad. If you can break out here, that will be great. We are a little bit on the overvaluation side here. Okay. We might still even, if the volume dies down, we have to pay attention to this. We might still even pull back right now, because the dollar at this moment as well is holding above this support right here. You can see it, right? The correlation has been pretty active, pretty accurate right now. Okay. Look at the dollar coming up here. boom, gold dropped, right? Gold bounced to the upside, dollar came down here. So if we would simply flip the dollar here and we would reverse the dollar, as you guys can see, it looks very similar, right? To the gold chart right now at the moment. So the dollar is in resistance at this current moment, or you could actually say, sorry, you know, in support, okay? So we do have to pay attention to what's happening here and how price is reacting at this current moment. But buyers are pushing, so there is no need to short this with this news right now, in my opinion. Buyers are pushing this pretty hard at the moment. So let's just pay very close attention to how this develops, okay? Was hoping for a bit more of a push. Yeah, I agree. But it's still a good trade. It's still a push. It's still a push. The volume is coming. All right? It is coming, baby. It is coming. It is coming. My girlfriend is extremely happy right now. She took a long, early London session. She's screaming here. I hope you guys can probably not hear it. But anyways, that's some big profits right there. That's some big profits right there. That's really nice, actually. Wow. All right. Very good. On spot, we already bounced from the current weekly very high. Okay. Yeah, let's see what happens with this 15-minute closure. Obviously, it's a news candle. News candles are very yeah, you could say very dangerous to enter, especially at the top of the candle here. You never know when sellers entering the market. They could enter right before the candle closure and price could flip, right? In the short term, it is possible. So we're going to find the structure. We're going to find our levels. And I will potentially set up a nice setup from there here. But overall, that 4-hour candle right here actually gave us that support that we wanted. And now we're back at that major resistance again. Okay, so we are back at that major area of resistance now. So we might react. If we can actually push through that, man, I don't see, to be honest. And I'm actually not joking here. If we can break higher here, guys, and we can take out the previous daily highs, I think there is like a pullback scenario, but I don't see a reason to go short. I think it's only bullish buys, looking for pullbacks, looking for the continuation. I think that will break that resistance. I think that's a really good sign for gold. All right, so I'm actually very optimistic at the moment in comparison to what we have seen here before. Also oil, you can see how oil is in that resistance right now. We got rejected here at oil, very clearly at the value area low of the range. A clear CME play, okay, the consolidation, the manipulation and the expansion right here, right around that level, okay. This is also in our book, right? Page number 47. Right? The consolidation, manipulation, expansion. In this case, in oil, it's the other way around. This is the consolidation, this is the manipulation, this is the expansion. So this looks pretty bearish, which is good for gold as well. So I'm bullish bias right now. I'm just waiting for the right entries, the right potential setup, right? What is the right pullback? What is going to be the right level to look for an entry from, right? What are going to be the right levels for me to potentially get involved here? We've been trading every single day this week. A lot of trades this week. Now we're dealing with the CPI. So, yeah, man, let's see if this, if we can see some good setups today. Why not selling? Because the CPI printed pretty high. It is high. I do agree with you. It is high. It is high. But the initial reaction was pretty bullish. It's lower than the expectation. And I think for Jerome Powell, this is not enough to let him explain the fact that he needs to increase interest rates here. Okay, let's see. I can actually go to a tool here. Let me see if I can find this for you guys. Yeah, there we go. Look at the FOMC right here. The FOMC Federal Reserve interest rate decision. This is the April 29th. Okay, this is going to be the next FOMC here. The next press conference. It is a 96.8%. We are not going to most likely increase or decrease the interest rates right here. Okay, so it's going to stay within that range. No crazy expectations yet here. Usually it's very, very accurate, by the way. It's very accurate. Okay? Very accurate. Okay. What are some of the levels that we can look at? Well, there are a couple levels here. Right now, in my opinion, we're pretty overvalued. I'm going to go to the 5 minute. I'm going to go to the 5 minute. This has been pretty messy overall. I'm going to take this. I'm going to zoom this out. Put this on 50. And yeah, when we're overvalued right here, for me, especially on a 15 minute, I need to be a bit more patient here. Waiting for a pullback. And we are at support with the dollar, right? Right now. And the euro, the gold is at that resistance here. But I think shorting at this moment right now is a little bit tricky. Unless, oh shit, there we go. Unless, okay, we actually close really bearish with a lot of aggressive buying here. A lot of buyers stepping in at the top of this candle, and then the candle flipping bearish and closes bearish. That is not a good sign. That could mean that we would indeed look for a potential pullback. So you always should be open-minded, not to be too stuck to a bias right away. But for the midterm, I would say right now, so for what we're seeing on the data, what we're seeing on the dollar, and how it's moving, longs would be better. But who knows, man? We'll see how the actual order flow develops here. Perfect reaction at the top of the triangle. Yes. Yeah, as you guys can see, we have the 50-minute here. We have the 50-minute right here, okay? So this candle right here, I'm going to actually make it a bit bigger for you, so you can actually see this a bit more clear. This 50-minute candle is this 50-minute candle. What you can actually see right now at this current moment in this 50-minute candle is that buyers are coming in, right? But they're not buying from the bottom here, okay? This is that news push. This is where, right here, a lot of buying is taking place right now. A lot more buying than selling. You can also see how this is a green delta. There are 512 more executed contracts long market, okay, than short. So there is more buying than selling in this candle. All right. A lot of people think that, oh, there is more buying, so the candle must be green. That doesn't always have to be the case. It could be that the candle is red and there is more buying as well here, right? This is what makes this so interesting to understand. But right now, we are kind of pushing. A lot of orders coming in, a lot of volume, 3.7 thousand contracts executed in this 50-minute candle, which is significantly higher. Look at that, than all the other candles we've seen today. But we're kind of stagnating right now, right? Because we are in what level? Let me know, G's. The very high, right? The very high. Right there. Okay? Teach him how to read the order book. I prefer to look at the footprint and the delta. The order book is also another layer that you could look at, for example, the depth of market, and then you can see the exact delta on a level, which I will be looking at the volume executed as well. But we use the volume profile. And yeah, we found our system right here, right? Very well right now at the moment. Okay. For the people who ask, what is delta? All right, delta means, let me explain what delta means. Delta is, this is the delta, aggressive buying. Okay, so market buy, people that press market buy. So if you buy, and you enter gold, market long. So you want to go long and you press market and you say, I'm buying right now. I'm going to get filled right now, right? Minus the market sellers, okay? So it's the market sellers, or sorry, the market buyers minus the market sellers, okay? That gives you a net number of contracts. And if it's above 0, it's green. If it's below 0, it's red. There are more sellers. In that case, if it's above green, above 0, there are more buyers than sellers. This is important to understand because in each candle, you can actually track that activity here. But right now, the dollar is bouncing. Okay, so this is very important. the dollar is actually bouncing here from that support, at the moment at least. Look at that. The dollar is bouncing here. It's reacting from that support, and gold is in our level that we talked about. This is why we use the volume profile, right? This is why we use our levels at the 4,800. We know that there's a resistance here. So it's very key to see how we close here. Also in the 5-minute time frame. Look at that. A lot of sellers are trying to enter right now. That big red candle that you see here, that big red bubble, is actually a huge seller that stepped in at this moment. But it's getting absorbed at the moment. Okay, we just have to be patient here. See how we actually close these candles, specifically the 15-minute. And then, of course, the hourly candle. It's just as important for us to understand here, because we are still, and I hope you understand this, guys, we are still in that resistance that we talked about yesterday. Did you know that this is the exact level where we took that short from yesterday? Okay, do you guys remember that? I took two shorts. One was a bit lower. That went up in drawdown, right? Then the second one, okay, we took later at this level. Look at that, 4794, right? 4794. This is where we are roughly speaking right now again. Okay, the 4795. We're at the same level as yesterday. Okay, we know how important this resistance is on the higher time frame. So yes, it is kind of bullish for gold here. It is kind of bullish for gold, this news, but we are in resistance right now. So we will eventually have to decide, will we be able to break this resistance or not, right? This is what we now have to figure out here. And that's going to help us understanding of where we are for this training session. Yeah. There we go. Yo, Lorenzo, does the TradingView footprint chart works on the TradingView chart? I heard about it, but I'm not sure. I haven't really tested it myself properly to tell you that this works, but I don't think so. It's a little bit different. But again, I always say the order flow is something that you can learn additionally. You don't necessarily always need to utilize the order flow. If you start, you could do it. It will help you. You set the right foundation, and it is a great system to work with. But it goes, of course, hand in hand, in my opinion, with the TradingView chart, with the candlesticks, with the levels of resistance. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, we closed this 50-minute candle below the current weekly very high. We did close below this. It's not necessarily bearish though. I'm not like, wow, this looks bearish, right? Because we still closed above these sellers right here. This could still act as an area of support right now. Just watch. Let's see how it actually reacts here. If I want to go, we need to really break structure, in my opinion. If I want to look for shorts here, we need to really break structure. Or we need to close the hourly candle bearish. Specifically below, right? The 4779. So below this level here. We are overvalued as well, right? Around the dollar. We can't neglect that either. So this is what I'm saying. A pullback is definitely possible here. And that's why, even if though the news is bullish for gold, what a lot of traders do at the beginning, right? What happens? They see that gold is reacting. It's going up. And the news is good. So they think, buy, 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 right? And boom. What happens? Price doesn't follow through. It starts to stagnate. And then it doesn't give you the continuation. And then you're stuck. So you have to really avoid that. And what I recommend is to just observe a little bit. And if at the right moment, the structure is clean, the setup will appear. You know, the setup will appear. This is from my experience. I've been trading the news live on stream many times. I've been trading it. I know it. You know, I had like a stream, you know, a separate pool for fun, for entertainment purposes, where I was streaming the news, trading the news, but never really got a really strong edge out of this. Never got a strong edge out of this myself, at least. So it was just more for the entertainment, I guess, but not necessarily for serious trading. Yeah. Yeah, man. I hope you guys are liking the stream so far this week, this last 23 episodes already. Incredible that you guys are here. I'm very happy to be here every day. I'm going to be here every day for the next coming months. I'm more committed than ever to be here, guys. This is how I started. I started streaming. I think I'm on my YouTube channel. I think I've uploaded maximum 10 videos. Like regular videos. All these other 400, 500 videos are streams. Are live streams. Now that's the only thing that I've been doing. Is literally, yeah, streaming, man. Streaming. Yeah. Any entries for me personally? I'm looking at the observation right now. I'm not gonna rush anything. I'm not gonna see a candle. Oh, it's a big red candle. I need to go short now. I need to just observe right now what's going on. I've been trading the whole week, every day. I know how important this news is here. And look at how we're finding support already. Can't let emotions control or dictate the outcome for today's session. Usually a lot of FOMO happens around these events, right? I've been there. At the same time, like, you know what? We made some money as well, right? I actually, so funny. I have a Topstep account. Oh, I'm locked out right now. 1 second. I have a Topstep account, right? I actually, I've kind of not forgot, but I'm like, bro, I have like 450K funding laying there. 350K XFA accounts. I'm like, bro, why do I never use it? And the reason why I never use it is because I was just focused on my own account and stuff. And I don't like to look at multiple accounts, you know. I'm like, then I have to look at the other account, blah, blah, trade multiple accounts at the same time. One on my trading view, one on Topstep, different terminal. I need to manage it. Kind of made me lazy here. So I realized, you know what? I need to commit now. Start trading Topstep again. And as you can see here, I just literally have not been trading on this account. Let me see if I can show you. For months, literally months, all right? Literally months. Look at that. 0 trades, except for this week when we started streaming again. Where I was like, you know what? I need to include this on the streams now as well here, man. The Topstep as well here. Need to include this, because this is 3 accounts, right? It's already like what? 4.5K in profits. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, you see that? We bounced from that support right here, right away, right? From these huge trapped sellers right there. So if you see this red candle, guess what a lot of people are going to do here, guys? They're going to short it right away, immediately, right? Because they see the candle coming down, they're like, oh shit, it's going. Short it. And then guess what? We find support here. And now the hourly candle is reacting to that support. And now the sellers that are trying to enter here are also stuck, right? So I need to see some break of structure. I need to see an actual closure above or below some levels. Specifically, let's say I was thinking about the 80. I think here we could find clean structure. Further to the downside. If we're overvalued right now and the dollar holds that support. But my goal eventually later on could be that I will be looking for the longs here. Because eventually the news release will catch up. The data will catch up with the charts. That's what I've seen, at least. But hey, I'm also here to just learn to get better all the time, right? I hope you guys have been liking the live executions. on the streams. I really like to do things live and as transparent as possible in front of your eyes. Because I don't think that many traders have the balls to just do this. I know a lot of live streamers. I have a lot of respect for those live streamers as well, because I just know what kind of responsibility it is, right? Obviously for yourself as well. I'm never suggesting people to take my trades here, because if you don't know why I'm taking the trade, it doesn't make any sense to take it, right? Even if you win the trade, then okay, you won the trade, you made some money, great. Okay, what now? What's the next step? Did you learn something from it? And look at that, right? That support is holding, right? A lot of people would go short there, right there. A lot of people would short it, guaranteed. Price holds it, respects it. Very, very important that we see this right there, okay? Sorry guys. Just came back here. Anyways, we're back here. You guys can see it right there, right? We're still in that resistance right now. This hourly closure will be super important right now. Hopefully we get a bit more context. Hopefully we break structure here, okay? If you break structure here, let's say we break, let's say below, and I need to mark out this range. Yeah, I was thinking about this. Right there, the 84, right? Then that could be bearish, but if we are holding here, we break above the current weekly very high, the 4,800, that's the other side, okay? So we really have to pay attention here. This is why I'm saying, be so careful with shorting right at this level, right now, because look what happens, right? Look at how strongly it reacts from that level right now, okay? Yuan, thank you for the sub, man. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Welcome. Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, man. 4 minutes for this closure. It's gonna be awesome. Give me 1 second. I need to open the window again. Yeah. Barut, hi from Algeria. What's happening, man? How you doing? Jaisus, isn't it like a good idea to trade in the low volume notes? Yes, exactly. But it's much lower. It's true, man. But it's much lower, actually. This is exactly where we'll be bounced from today, by the way. Yeah. You know, it's holding up really well. Our Goldie right here. It's holding up really, really well right now. You see that? It's holding, respecting that low here. Okay. Watching from Zimbabwe. Welcome. Good, man. Hope you're well. Very, very strong right now. I actually think this is very, very good. If this 15-minute candle can close, guys, in 2 minutes, you know, we might actually break the 4800 here. We can actually close above that selling here, the 4794. And it's actually more bullish. It's more bullish right now. You see how these sellers came in and how it was unable to break price. Unable to break price here. Unable to break price here. Oh, 1 second. Yes. Okay. It's all about the closure right now, in my opinion. It's all about the closure here. The hourly candle is going to close right now. We closed above this area of support here. So we have support at 85, okay, which is the point of control of this level right here. It's exactly this level right now. We have that. We have confirmed support here. This is one layer. And we actually have another level, which is the value high at 90, which is on the 15-minute time frame, a perfect level right here. So this might break higher, geez. In my opinion, there is a big chance that we will go for the previous daily highs today. Just gonna observe how we develop here right now, but I am actually tempted to enter a long, okay? I'm actually tempted to enter a long here. Let's look on the 5-minute. Yeah, we're slowing down already. I know we have the very higher, but it's that strong reaction. We're holding that trend. We are closing above this zone here. What is like the potential scenario here? 30. Let me just try it. I'm gonna try it, geez. I'm gonna give it a shot. 2 contracts long is what I want to do personally. So if you don't like it, don't do it. Never doing. We're up for the week. You guys know this already. We're gonna stay up for the week. I'm not gonna allow myself to risk a lot this week as well here. But I'm willing to give this a shot, see where this takes us right now. See if we can flip this candle bullish. That would be nice. There we go. We're in that box. We're in that zone. And then I will put my stops below. I would say the 77, right? 77, something like that. No, not the 77. The 70, 78? Yeah, something like that. 77 actually, 77 right there. Yeah, something like that. All right, bounce out of point of control. I want to hold above the point of control of this range. If we can close above the very high, I'm very, very, very committed there. Okay, very committed to see if we can take this. Obviously, what would I target is the previous daily highs, right? The previous daily high is what I'm looking for right now at the moment here. See if we can get there, right around there. Let's see. Dollar is coming down. We still at that support though, so yeah, that's the only thing. But I can just see how we close here, how we're holding. I'm gonna manage the trade here, but I do like how we are respecting this. Look at how we tapped into these sellers right there and how we're now flipping bullish. You see that? So we entered when this candle was in the box and now we're flipping bullish on the lower time frame here. So let's see if we can push. We can actually get the follow through we want here. But I think it's roughly peaking, right? What is it? It's a pretty small risk setup again. We're keeping it small right now. Maintain our profits here. Let's see. What do you think about Bitcoin? Good question, man. Mario, hope you're doing well, my friend. Bitcoin is also starting to push right now. The reason why I like Bitcoin more and more now is because on the daily time frame, we have been forming that demand zone. We have that support right now here. We're starting to form all these daily demand zones right now. We haven't seen that before, okay? We have a lot of support here now, clean zones to work with. One is at the 70, one is at the 65. This is on the higher time frame, of course, right? So let's see if we can actually do something in that matter, right? I think that Bitcoin has potential, but yeah, we are in resistance right now. So I would love to see a pullback to the 70 again. Hope you're doing well, Mario, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Which indicator do you use? What is the name of the website that you watch the volume? This is called the exit charts, right? This is what we're showing you every day on the streams, making sure you have your full understanding. What is the win rate this week? We haven't lost a trade this week. I think it was like 2 wins and 1 break even. 2 wins, 1 break even. And then I had a couple winning trades in London as well. So actually this week was a very good week. Yeah. I'm going to do a summary at the end of this stream. I'm going to cover all of the trades. This is what we do on the Fridays, right? We cover the trades at the end of the stream. That's how the real G's do it. Can we follow through here, G's? That's the question. I hope it just, boom, spike. Let's see what the 5 minute is doing. Yeah, we're holding above this. Also, actually, overall, it looks pretty decent. We just need to have that volume now coming in. Love to see that flying, that push. Because we definitely are reacting from support here, so I just want to see that push. Give us that push today. Okay, something like that, right? Something like that, yeah. Something like that, yeah. Something like that. Right from these sellers. And now we want to break the previous highs, right? There we go. And then if we reach like the, I have a level marked out already, right? What level was it on the hourly? The 14. Yeah, that's where I have to either get out or I have to put my stop loss and break even. Let's see what happens. Let's just manage the trade. It's still CPI, right? It's still the CPI. We have to wait and see. Yeah. Yeah, we know that we have that reaction there, so we just have to break above that. I prefer to break above that because we are reacting from the ranges. This is a CERC actually, a consolidation, expansion, retracement, and then now we want to see that push, that follow through, right? We also created that low in London, So these lows were taken out. We broke the structure. Now we're pulling back. Now we have the news. Now we want to see the follow through, right? That's kind of the idea of the CERC pattern. This is also something in the book we talk about all the time, my friends. All the freaking time. All the time. And if this closes strong, right? And the wick, the candle closes like this, that's a good entry because we literally entered then at the bottom of the wick. You know? That would be very nice. We can get that follow through here. There we go. Nice push. If you don't trust it, you can already put your stops on break even. Because you're in the best entry, right? You're in the bottom wick of that candle. And then you can just chill. If you're like, I'm like, you know, it's CPI, a bit tricky. I understand if you want to manage this aggressively. Like, usually I'm not really a big fan of it. Like going on break even quickly, to be honest. I'm not really a big fan of it, but in some cases I would say, okay, it makes sense around like events like these, right? Where anything is possible, where the volume is a bit, where the market's a bit messy. If you have good entries though, right? If you have good entries. All right. Let's break it. We know it's an important level though. We cannot neglect the current wick very high here, the 4,800. But yeah. Yeah, we do want to close above the 95. We do want to close above our entry, not below it. I think we will on the 5 minute. Yeah, we will. We will. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we did close the above that. So let's see. This is also where a huge buyer stepped in here. You see that 148 contracts long, right there, in between the 4793 and the 4795, and that's exactly where we entered. So we traded with that large buyer. That's where I took a long, right? I took a long exactly around the moment where that large buyer came in. So hopefully that buyer is willing to defend that level, you could say. Because we were trading kind of with that large buyer of 148 contracts. And also here you can see in this candle, look at that, right? We see 906 contracts traded in this 5 minute candle. And there is a negative delta. We just talked about the delta, right? What it means. There are more sellers than buyers in this candle, but the candle closed green. So yeah, let's see if there's enough buying power. Now we're tapping into the zone. So now the chance, will this buyer step in? Will this level get respected? Or we're going to just shop around? Let's see. Simon says the entry is 100% perfect. Stop loss placed. Perfect. Yeah, man. I think the stop loss is placed at the right level, regardless. And the entry was good. We can't control the follow through, but I hope it will. I hope we can actually flip. Respect that level right now. This is one level. We also have this level. It's the same level. This is on the 50-minute time frame. There we go. We already see the reaction. All right, let's see. I always love trading the CPI. You never know. All right, we're 1 hour in right now, G's. Already 360 likes. Damn, I appreciate all of you guys here. You guys are amazing. And, you know, we're on fire, man. We're freaking fire. I love coming here, giving my insights every day during the New York session here. I will keep showing up for you guys. Doing my absolute best to provide you with the most transparent content in this industry. And these winning trades are obviously a bonus, but I hope you just learn from the process as well, right? That's the most important part, because we're gonna lose trades as well. It's part of the game. Last losing trade was, I don't know when, like beginning of last week, I think. It's still respecting that level very well, huh? But it doesn't really follow through, you know what I mean? We don't really follow through here. Yeah, we don't really want to follow through here. Buyers are stepping in, yes. Sellers are stuck, yes. But we don't really want to, you know, we don't really want to squeeze high right now. We're really struggling here. And I don't like that we're getting overvalued also, by the way. Don't really like that. Usually when we're overvalued, we have to drop down a little bit more. So we are starting to see a little bit more inconsistencies now. The longer we're in position for like what? 15 minutes? Almost 15 minutes. So we are starting to see the inconsistencies here a little bit. Let's see how we close this candle. 60 seconds left for this candle close. You want to close this candle as good as possible. Okay, yeah, neutral, I must say. Not like, yeah, pretty neutral still, to be honest. Yeah, we're getting to that overvaluation now. We're dropping a little bit. Dollar is at support. It's just like, it's not there yet. I'm gonna get out and break even here, guys. I'm gonna wait for price to develop here a little bit because we're seeing the inconsistencies coming in. Okay. We have the overvaluation right now. We have the dollar at support right here. We gave it enough time to see if we could flip bullish and break out. We actually broke, but we never actually broke out, right? We got rejected at that resistance there. And yeah, I just need to see how it develops a bit further. So I'm out on break even here. I need to have a really good reason for myself to get out on break even here, okay? Because I usually leave my trades running. But I can see some inconsistencies here in the price action. As of now. So either the dollar closes below that resistance, support. We come down to the 84. That could be one. Or we break out, actually break out this time, and we look for the continuation. That's it. So it's one of those I'm looking for. Not really looking to short it though. Not looking to short this now. The dollar is not strong. Okay. We could still break out and push higher. Just see the inconsistencies in the market. Something like this could be happening. Or we break down. Could get a better entry. High risk reward ratio. Because the stop loss will be at the same level, by the way. Even if I would enter there, stop loss will still be there. And the target would still be there. So, it doesn't really matter. But I'm not looking to short it today. Not looking to short this. Yeah. Crossy says, good choice. Think having a buy limit lower is better. Either a limit order or we break out. But right now, we're overvalued. Dollar is bouncing at support here. But gold is still holding up really well. We know how important this level is, right? We're not gonna neglect that level. But we want to trade. I want to trade momentum today. I really want to trade the momentum today. So give us the momentum, the breakthrough, and the follow through. Thomas, Egypt, good bro, amazing weather. Nice holiday, my friend. Enjoy your holiday. That's amazing. Where do you live? I live in Bali. Already for, I don't know how long. A long time. Long time. Yes. There we go. You see that we're breaking down a little bit here right now? We're really struggling. Really struggling. Sellers are coming in here right now. There's just so much buying happening, but price is not really moving. And I usually don't really like that. I don't like this, especially at resistance. We are at a level, right? We are the current weekly very high. And the dollar is at support, right? So look at that. Let's see if we can actually close down right now, come down right now. I think exiting this trade was a good decision. I entered at 479.4.3, closed at 479.4.6. So pretty much a break even there. Now we're breaking down. We gave it enough time. We entered it really, in my opinion, a really good level to give it a try. Just to give it a shot, see where price would go, where price would take us, right? But we didn't have to follow through at the end right there. So we came back. Yeah. All right. Brad, my man. Welcome to the channel, my friend. Good to see you all. Good to see you. Ooh, okay. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. A large buyer stepping in, defending this level. Ooh. And we're undervalued right now. Ooh, okay. That makes a difference here. That changes something. I'm going to try again. Yeah, we're going to try again. Same level, same stop loss, same everything. Same everything. Same everything. Same everything. Okay. That's what I wanted to see, man. Boom. You saw the buyer stepping? Saw the reaction? Damn. And we're on the verge suddenly. And the dollar's breaking up. Yeah. Okay, now we're getting back to the origin of the trading idea that we had. The actual origin here. Okay. And now I want to see the breakout. Boom. Flush, push, higher, closure, higher. Continuation higher. That's what we need. That's it. Was it at 77, by the way? What did I say? The 77, correct? Yeah, the 77. Yeah. The 77. Okay. We're back at that same entry right away. We're back in the bottom wick here of that candle. No hesitation today. We came in. We got out for the right reasons, in my opinion. We were overvalued. We were struggling. Dollar was at support. Now we're breaking support. That big buyer stepped in here on the 15-minute. Very, very visible. Again, same level. That can't be a coincidence. That can't be a coincidence right there. So this was pure management. We're back in at the bottom of the wick. And now we want to see the follow through. Okay, so if we can close this candle strong above the 4,800, I think we're in a good position. But we want to see good closure, a clean closure today. Clean closure today, boom. And then the follow through. right? The previous daily highs are on our list. That is one thing that we have on our list right there. Okay. Now we have to be sharp with the CPI, man. We can't sleep here. We can't sleep. We have to be sharp here. Okay. There is an area of resistance at the 48.14. That's right here. We have some resistance there. So that is a level that I might either exit or take. I mean, exit maybe potentially. Right? Okay. That is a nice candle. That is a nice closure. David Eng, just subscribe, my man. Welcome. Good to see you. And if you like this video, my friend David, then smash up that like button. It helps the channel grow. I'm gonna be here for you, man, for the next coming weeks, months. I need to. I'm here anyways. We're gonna be here anyways. So the main objective of this 15-minute candle here is that we close above the 4798. Okay, that is the main objective for this candle. That we close above this. The 4798. Yeah. This is good. Dollar good. Euro aligning. The yield is aligning. Gold. Everything is pretty much aligning here so far. We're following our process perfectly. Just need to wait and see where we close this 5-minute and most importantly 50-minute candle. But in 6 seconds we close this 5-minute candle. We want to close above the 97. And we are so far doing this. We have done this, okay? So we have a new level here right now. And our entry is in that zone pretty much. So yeah, it looks pretty decent so far. I mean, as long as we can keep closing above these sellers, trapped sellers, then we're good. Let's see if we can actually do that. We can always pull back into the 97 again, but our entry is below that, so yeah, we want to see a weaker dollar. Dollar is indeed slowing down here. That's really good. The yield as well. The bond market is pushing at support. The euro is probably pushing. You look at the euro. That's good. That's good for gold. That's very good for gold. Okay. That is positive. That is good. So we want to see this. That's already done. Now it's about gold itself. Is there a chance that we are able to follow through here? Right? Can we close above the 98? That's the question. In 3 minutes from now. Yeah? Oh. If you don't trust it, what you can do here is to put your stops on break even and wait. And then we can always re-enter. If you're very tight with your management, for example, right? And you don't like it, then just do that. Especially during these moments here. But for now, dollar is dropping. We want to see gold actually pushing through, right? We really want to close above the 98 here. We don't want to close below that. On the 50-minute. Let me see on the 50-minute here. Yeah. Yeah, we really want to close above the 98, in my opinion. That's really what we want to see here. Let's see. Can I explain how to read the footprint? Yes, well, the best way and easiest way for you to explain it is you have green boxes and you have red boxes. Red boxes are sellers and green boxes are buyers. And the more higher highlighted these boxes are, the more aggressive, the more volume was traded there. And then the closures are very important. Because if you close above a bunch of sellers, then usually it turns that into support, funny enough. That's what I discovered. That's just a very simple explanation. Okay, we can go really deep into all of this. But think from the perspective of boxes, okay? Think from that perspective. All right, so 1 minute 40 seconds left. It's important that we close, like I said before, above the 98. Really want to see that continuation here. All right, that we can follow through. Did you change your strategy? Nope. Volume profile, baby. The LT framework. You can actually download my book right here. All right. We just have been utilizing the Orderflow as an additional tool. Okay, this is what you want to see. The higher we close, the stronger, the better it is. 33 seconds left. Can we close above that, my friend? That's the question. Can we close above the 98, preferably above the 4,802? That would be amazing. Okay? That would be amazing. Look at the dollar. Dollar's tanking right now. Gold is spiking. Our entry is in the bottom of that candle. Ah, shit. Look at that, right? Huge seller came in here at the end, right before the closure. Where did we close? We did close above the 98, though. Why can the New York session never be clean lately? Why can it just not be clean like Asia? Why does it always have to be like that? Unbelievable, man. Anyways, we closed above the 98. This is what we wanted. Obviously, the New York Open as well today, or the New York Stock Exchange Open here right now. So that makes sense. Don't do it during the New York Stock Exchange Open. Don't turn us around here. Especially because the dollar has been coming down so much, but gold cannot break it. Doesn't want to break it, can't break it. Nah, we have to wait again. Current weekly very high. Look at how we closed there again. Man, we gave it so many shots already. It doesn't want to break and push higher. Unbelievable today. The reason why I'm saying this, let me explain why, so you understand the understanding here, the nuance here. The dollar has been absolutely tanking, right? Why is gold not breaking higher? Now we have the New York Stock Exchange open. What happens during the New York Stock Exchange a lot? Manipulation, right? All the time. Something is suppressing gold right now. Gold refuses to break out. So annoying, because it was again a potential opportunity that we had. Two opportunities actually, where we had good entries but no follow through. If you say no, you know what? I'm just gonna hold it. I'm gonna be patient. I respect this though. I respect if you want to do this. You know what your risk is? You just hold on to the trade here. Okay? That's it. If you can finally squeeze above this very resistance here, pull back. That's something I would be willing to do, or we pull down. Similar to before, unless something happens in the order flow as well, where buyers suddenly are willing to step in aggressively again. But gold is choppy. Really, really choppy here. Which broker do you use, Lorenzo? Trade of it? Nick says gold needs more orders. There we go. Look at that, right? Look at that. Every time, man. 4,800. Boom. Breakdown. Reversal. And we are below our initial entry here. Wow. It's like crossing the Atlantic Ocean on a canoe. It's the North Sea, man. In the Netherlands, we have an ocean, or a sea, sorry. It's called the North Sea. It's the most dangerous sea in the world. That's how it feels like, indeed. Yeah. Yeah. And listen, if you stay in, you can stay in. Up to you, right? You have your risk. You know where to put your stop loss. Right? Up to you. Where's the previous daily highs? At 4,825, right? 4,825. Okay. Yeah, we're also overvalued, right? Still. Again, not on the 5 minute, but on the 15. The dollar is pulling back right now a little bit. We're just having so much resistance right now, guys. So much resistance here. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Gioda says you're too excited. I'll give you some advice. Size down. Thanks for your advice, brother. I appreciate that. I will be less excited next time. How much is Xauusd Pro? I think it's 50 or something a month, but you need to pay for the data. Okay, it's like another 40, I think, on gold. Okay, I think it's another 40. I think we gave it 2 perfect tries, in my opinion. Okay, perfect tries, perfect entries. But if it doesn't work like this, you can already see this right now, right? If you can see that there is no follow through here, and you see the dollar is dropping, but gold is not pushing higher. But if the dollar pulls back, gold is dropping. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign for gold, right? That is not a good sign for gold. So this is why we're now at the 91s. And yeah. We're really, really struggling here. We are gonna find new support at 85 again, which is the point of control. Okay. But yeah, that's kind of the situation right now from that perspective of the of gold here. It's still, you know, definitely still some support as well. What I prefer to do now, in my opinion, is to just pay attention to gold. See if you can find some other levels here. See if you can find some follow through. But right now, it's not there. And I think I managed it okay enough for now, at least. All right, now the dollar is back at that resistance here. When do we close this next candle on the 5 minute? 3 minutes. Yeah, a lot of trade management here. I've been really trying to chill out on these. I've been trying to start off with this funded account again. I have not been trading on this account for, I think, 2.5 months. I have not been trading on a 400k, 450k account, or 350k account. Sorry, because this is like a pub firm. I do, you know, a side, kind of a side thing for me, right? It's kind of like a side thing for me. But yeah, it would be nice to make like what, 10 Gs? And then you can get like a 15K payout, I guess. Right? So if you can do that, then great. Just keep doing that. All right, I think this is really nice now. I have no issues with buying higher, by the way. What a mess. Typical New Yorker here today. Drop this playlist. Yes, I'm gonna work on this weekend, man. I promised. I promised you guys to do that. I did promise that. Absolutely. All right. Okay. It's like the wall of China. The 4800. It truly is. I think right now, very clean buys above the 4801. If we can close above the 4801, I think it's clean buys. If we can actually close above the very high this time, the current weekly very high. I have no issues with buying higher if that's the case here. But like, it needs to read the right confirmation. And we closed. Yeah, below it. Man, it really wants to break it though, right? You really see it wants to, but it's just like, it can't. For now. Axel says it's like going to Denpasar with a car. That's an inside joke. I get him. I get it. I agree. All right, let's just do it. Let's just flip bullish. Let's just break out now. Come on. Yeah, it's that higher time frame resistance that we're still in, that we cannot neglect that, right? We know that we're in that higher time frame resistance here, but the lower time frame is showing us that like there's definitely a lot of selling, but we're not really breaking down. Same thing for the for buyers. There's no decision made today. Okay, we're in a 1 minute range right now. Okay, we tried to anticipate the breakout 2 times. Break above the highs and then look for the continuation. And we did it 2 times pretty much. We came back. Right now, same thing. We were back at that resistance here. We're still in a range. What would be the ideal scenario? The ideal case scenario would be, in my opinion, buy lower, anticipate people selling here, right? And then reverse and go up higher. So a lot of selling down here. Not up here, down here, a lot of selling, but again, a reversal confirmation for a push higher, right? That will be the ideal case in my opinion right now, because this range has been flat. I've been trying to get into this range 2 times. 2 things I can do. I can sit in the trade and just wait, or I can manage the trade right now, try to buy lower. Kind of see from there. But at the moment, I think we are... yeah, we're really, really trying, but we cannot. We're failing. So give me something lower then. If that's the case, let's buy lower. Because it would reduce my stop loss. Yes. But also my risk, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is how it works during the New York session. We're gonna have sessions again. We're like these. Lately, the New York in general has been like this, right? Where we have been, we need a lot of patience. Even though we traded a lot this week. I also traded a lot this week. Yeah. Yeah. Simon says, bro, can we change your session to the ASIN session? New York is trashed these last couple of weeks. Yeah, but funny enough, we still have been making money in these sessions. Can you believe that? We still have been making money though. So this proves that even in market conditions like these, we can make money. So yeah, I do agree with you though. The ASIN session has been the cleanest price action. There is no doubt. There's just one straight move usually. Yes, we see the reversals, but it's just cleaner. I do agree with you. We would absolutely crush it on the ASIN session. I can guarantee you that. Anyways, guys, you have to understand, it's Friday. Any plans for the weekends? What are you going to do this weekend? I'm already looking forward to Monday's session. But let's focus on today. Let's see if there is still something here, right? But I hope you're going to have a good weekend. Maybe spend some time with your family, your friends. Maybe you're going to go out for a party. Maybe you're going to have a serious trading session, an analyzing session for yourself where you say, I'm committed to this shit. I'm going to analyze the market, back test. Yeah, the weekends. That's where the weekends are for. So I hope you take advantage of that here. You want to work towards, or you want to come towards a point in your life where you're like, you know what? I can't wait for the Monday to begin again. That is a good sign, right? The number one question, if you're fulfilled, is asking yourself, am I excited for the Mondays? Yes or no? And if your answer is no, then you should think about the reason why that is the case. And is there an opportunity? Is there something that you can do about that? And in most cases, there is. But look at that, right? The pullback. I kind of saw this coming right now. So yeah. Still in the major, same support here. We still have support here. Don't get me wrong. Let's see if we can get to the to an undervaluation here. Let's see if we can get to the 84. Respect the point of control of this range. All right, that would be the ideal. I think that would be a nice. That would be a nice entry, maybe. Let's see. The 84, right? Yeah. Actually, the 84, the 84. The 84, the 85, yeah. All right, let's see what the fam is saying here. Let me check. Just an observation, price action to retest London lows, then head bullish to retest the week's highs. Okay. Reddit says I will print the LTA book. That's amazing, man. Yeah, we currently don't sell these books. This book is for free. But if you want to pay money, right, to print it yourself, because you need a lot of paper, 300 pages, then yeah, you will be, you'll probably need to pay for it though, right? So you don't have to, but it's cool to have it in a physical format. That's true. It is. It feels different. It feels different. I agree with you. Wow. Lorenzo, where do you see the liquidity right now? Well, the thing is about liquidity is everywhere. Okay. So I'm not really looking from that perspective. What I like to look at is where are we getting supported? Now, here we have that support at 85. We can clearly see why. Right, that's around this area. On the hourly, it's very, very clear. And we have resistance at the 4800, as you can see here. So we're in between that. Right? We're in between the support and resistance right now. We're trying to get into the zones, into the best candles at the bottom. And then we hope that the candle flips bullish so that we can at least manage the trade. And then wait for the potential breakout, right? That's the idea. But yeah, if it needs to happen, it needs to happen now. We need to really fly soon. Love the weekend. Nice. Tom? What do you think about taking a long all the weekend? Like holding a long right now and then holding it until over the weekend, you mean? I mean, right now, I think there are better entries for that, to be honest. Right? I think there are better entries for that. Man, look at it. look at this 5-minute candle, guys. Look at the 5 minute, 5 minute, 5 minute. Look at this. Zero path. Welcome, man. But look at that. Look at these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5-minute candles here. Compressing. Absolutely compressing. Wow. Yeah, how do you trade that, huh? That's the question. How do you trade something like that? Well, that's the way I would like to trade it here. Get into the right confirmations when the new candle opens, pulls back, and then try to get into the candle. And then hope that you actually see the buyer stepping in, the follow through, and then have the breakout and the closure and the confirmation here. Conclusion is we will be breaking out soon, I think very, very soon. We're literally at the verge of breaking out. It seems to be, at least. You never know here. We have this next closure. And I think hopefully this will tell us a lot. Yeah, for example, if we can close like that, I'll buy at 97 again. Well, let's see where we close. Okay, now we're getting somewhere again. $4,799, okay. Okay. I'll have more positions above the 4,800 with a clean retest. Okay. All right. Well, if you want to have fun today and you want to see this closure, then you can try to take this long. There's a lot of absorption taking place now. A lot of people are trying to sell, but the candle is holding up really strong. So if you want to have some fun today, then you should long here. On your own risk. Disclaimer. All right. 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Who knows? I might give it a shot. I might just give it a shot again. Okay. What is the plan for the session? The plan is to give this a shot, see where we can go. If we can close properly. After that, I will review the trades of the week. Go over it. Get you guys ready with a closure analysis of the market. Gold on the higher time frame as well. So we understand where we at, where we could close the weekly candle. And then we'll know exactly how to approach the market next week when we start our stream again on a Monday, right? That is the goal. That is kind of the process of this stream. On a Friday, all right, we go. Chop, chop. Is this going to be the breakout? Okay. You should have an eye on GC, not MGC. It's still bullish. It's the same chart, pretty much. It's the same exact chart. Okay. Same exact chart, my friend. Same exact chart here. Okay, I think we closed it, right? We did? Yes, we did. Is this time to give it a try? Dollar is at resistance here. I might give it a shot again. Because we did close a candle above this right now as well, for the first time ever. We did close above this right here. We have some sellers here. We saw an absorption before here. Yeah, I'm going to give this a try again. A bit, yeah, somewhere around here. Let's give it one more try. And that's it. One more shot. Okay. One more shot. All right, let's see. Let's give it one more try. Same thing here. Last shot. In my opinion, last shot here. Give it a try. See if we can break out or if we're going to chop. But we are back at this zone right now. So let's see if we can actually move. That should be giving us at least something. Dun, dun. Come on. Let's feel it bullish. We finally have some closure right now. We pulled back. Entry. Kind of the last chance here. Okay. Why is it? It's very small here, right, guys? No, it's okay. It's good enough. Hope you guys can see it. King Trade says, praying that Iran fully blocks his trade and charges huge tariffs, so my oil buys make me rich. Yeah, that's a whole other story right now. We'll probably hear more about that in the weekend again. Correct? I think so. There's also a little bit of a fun stream today, guys. Not gonna lie. We are trying to trade. I'm really scalping today here. Really trying to have a fun stream today. Closing the week in on a high. We had an amazing week this week. So thank you guys for that. It was amazing. Let's see if we can close it even better. Or we just play around a bit. Yeah, there's just no movement, jeez. Wow. No movement. Good Life says, I watched every day this week. Amazing. Good Life 97. 79, sorry. Good Life 79. It's a good name. Where's your stop loss? Obviously, it was at 77 actually. And then we had the 25s, right? Something like that. But we really now need to start moving here because this is absolutely... Dollar is at resistance. We want to see the dollar getting rejected right now. We also want to see what else. The euro actually doing something. Bro, tops have got gold? Yes, of course. We close below this. We're gonna see some price actually coming down. Honestly, guys, I don't think I want to trade this this session right now. I don't like it. I don't like this price action right now. We closed again below the selling here. There is no constructive direction here happening right now. In general, there isn't from both sides. This has been the slowest, probably the slowest session so far. So it will probably happen that I will close the stream and then the market starts flying. Watch that happening. Will not be surprised. It says just added 2 buy positions. I am done. All right. Yeah, we're still below the very high indeed, but we did finally made a bit of an adjustment here. At some point, it just needs to break and it needs to close higher, right? That's the overall idea here. Needs to break, needs to close higher. So just need to give it some time. Just need to give it some time. Trader for Freedom says trading, watching your stream and playing Fortnite. Focus, my friend. Focus. Focus. Your game can come. This is the best game in the world. Why do you need to play Fortnite, my friend? You have the best game in the world in front of your own eyes right now. The green candles and the red candles, okay? The green candles and the red candles. That's all you need. Binary, up or down. Like a war zone, look at that, boom. Buyer stepped in, pushed up, sellers taking back control, fighting off. What's better than that? Okay. Yeah, let's see. This 15-minute candle will close. 11 minutes. We still have a lot of time. Team Fortress. I like that. I like that. Team Fortress. Trimmer says it has been consolidating without us even noticing, but yeah, the move will probably come when the stream closes. We'll see, man. Let's just give it enough time here. There are reasons why we were longing, right? In the first place, we tried to get in beforehand. But at least we saw that good closure above here, and we saw the retest of the dollar as well, so you can definitely see that the move is not far away right now. You can definitely see that. Where do you live and where are you from? I'm originally from the Netherlands, right? But I immigrated to Indonesia already like 5 years ago. So I live in Bali right now. Already for 5 years, 6 years. It's pretty much my home right now. It's not just a holiday. It's no holiday anymore. It's pretty much my home. I think we will consolidate and then go up. Yeah, we need to have that large push. That's what we want. That large expansion. Right? Yes, that's what we want. Just that one big squeeze, okay? The longer we consolidate, the harder the push. The harder the explosion. Are you a full-time trader? 100%. I'm a full-time trader. I've been streaming here already for years on this channel, okay? But I have been starting a new format, and I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. So if you like it so far, then smash that like button. That will help the channel grow. And that's pretty much it, because I'm going to be here for your New York session. And trade all the market conditions, the good ones, the bad ones, the neutral ones. And trade according to that. Every time when we think, yo, it's going, it pulls back, baby. It pulls back. Because we're still at higher time frame resistance right there. We do have to acknowledge this. But let's see what the valuation says here. 15 minute. Yeah. Why gold price higher? Because you trade spot, you trade on the CFD broker, Xau Usd. 25-point difference, I think, right now with the gold futures chart. But the candles are the same. I think there is a lot of confusion around that, but overall, yeah, overall it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar in general. Wow. Sometimes I'm like, wow, if I can make money in these markets, in these type of market conditions, what will happen if the market conditions turn back to normal again? Just clean price action, clean movement, no constant chop, right? Just nice, clean, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, lower lows. What a time it was. You don't realize it until you don't have it anymore. Until it's gone. Wow. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. Not joking, guys. Gonna give it a couple more minutes, see where it takes us here. Okay. Gave it more than enough time. More than enough time to do its thing here. Can also just leave the trade and go to bed later. See what happened the next day. That's also another way. Dollar and crude are kind of stalling. Yes, I see that too. Dollar is indeed stalling as well. Oil is holding up better. Okay. The euro is also in resistance. That's why gold's kind of struggling. And we have the 10-year yield is a bit stronger as well at the moment too. So yeah, gold is just doing not much right now at the moment here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Lorenzo, the OG gold song can help us. Yeah, let's see, man. Let's see. No gold song right now needed because the market will flush us out and then we'll go. Not joking. We will get to the 94. See how we react here. The 94s. Sorry, 93. Yeah. Yep. And we're breaking down. Back at support, back at that 93 level. There we are. We're reacting from it right away. So yeah, anything is possible here. And I'm not joking. It could easily flip again. I'm not joking. As long as we don't close below the 94, 93, it could easily flip bullish. Yeah, I'm not joking. Wadi says gold is massively bearish. Are you still boxing, lad? Not at the moment. I quit my boxing. I'm actually back in the gym right now. There we go. We could flip bullish here. You see that? That's what I mean. Easily possible here. There we go. Right in that box. You see that? Our red zone. Right there. Boom. And we are closing this candle in 2 minutes. As well as the 15-minute candle. Our main goal with this 15-minute candle right now, guys, and this is super important here, is that we close above the 98, okay? We really want to close above the 98 and not below it. Crazy flip, but again, it is not unexpected right now in this market. Yeah, let's see what oil is doing right now. Okay, dollar is even getting rejected. Oil is also getting rejected here at the point of control, which is this level right there. We're still below it. And we're back in green. Then we're in red. Then we're in green. Then we're in red. Exciting to watch. I mean, I think this is starting to feel very forced right now, in my opinion. But I'm gonna wait for this 50-minute closure. And if we close above the 98, I hold on to it. $30 seconds. Where are we going to close here? Are we going to close above the 98? Let's hope so. That would be nice. That would be good. That would be good. 4798 or higher. 10 seconds. Yeah, I think we're going to close above this. Yes, so no reason to get out right now, because we closed above the 98. Okay. Now we need to close above the 0405 and then spike towards at least like the 14, right? At least here. Get that quick trade in. At least the 14. What was it? The 14? Yeah, 14.4. 14.1. Something like that. $14.1, 14.3. Let's see if we can get there. Stop loss can go and break even here, though. All right? Stop loss can go and break even here. No need to freaking risk it now. Now it has to freaking go. Okay. Now it has to just do its thing. It has to push higher. Okay, the 14 I had in mind. And sell stop. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. There we go. Okay. Okay, show us what you got, baby. Show us what you got now. This is the third time. Now you have to do it. Now you have to follow through. At least stop loss and break even here. So we're risk-free right now. It's either this or nothing. Okay. Because I think that this was the right closure right now. We don't really want to see the pullback again and chop around. So overall, it was worth a try. All right, again. 3 times in a row. And we waited for that closure. It was a very important closure, by the way. Very important closure. Now, let's see if gold can actually do it now, right? Don't play around right now. Give us the exact follow through here. Specifically, just hold us above that, yeah, above this level right now. That's what we want. And Brand, tap into the 4814. That's what we want. The 4814. Okay. Give us that squeeze on a beautiful Friday evening or morning for you. And then we had yeah, let's see. We'll figure it out. Ian says, does this guy really know what the fuck he's doing? Ask the chat. I don't like to talk about myself. I mean, I can yap for hours, but like, you know, it's not me to decide. All right. Let's see if we can break here and squeeze to the 14th. That would be really good. We're not far away from it. Squeeze us. Tap us in there. Yeah. There we go. All right. Let's close it right there. Boom. And we closed some profits already, guys, on this account here. Just so you know, I always go double risk. It's kind of 2 accounts right now. So we took partials at the top pretty much. So no matter what, we entered this trade in green. Okay. Now it's about, can we squeeze out, get to the 14.2 here, get this on this funded account as well. And I think then we have what we want, right? Again. Then we have what we want. We're not far away. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Yo, stop teasing. Stop teasing, boy. You're not going to give me that 1 pip reversal. That would be so crazy. Even though we took already some profits here, so it's okay. But now, out of principle, I'm not going to close it manually. Now it's a principle thing. Now it's a principle. You can't leave me hanging with that one point, that 1 pip difference. You can't do that to me. Now it becomes personal. Yeah. Now it becomes personal. Anyways, we got out here on the trade right there. It took some time, but we got it. We got our scalp today. That's good here, guys. So if you felt like going out, you can get out the trade right. There's no right here. We knew the 14 was an important level though, but I thought it was like the 14.2, not the 1400. You know what I mean? Let's go to the 5 minute. Look at the order flow here. Let's actually go to the 1 minute. Let's go to the 1 minute right now. Let me see what's happening here. I haven't looked at the 1 minute in a while. It's been a long time actually since I looked at the 1 minute here. 10 ticks. Oh, it's actually not okay. Closed above it. Okay, we hold that supporter buyers. There we go. We need to close above the 12. We will. Yes or no? Yeah, I think, oh, barely. Okay. All right, whatever. Sorry. Another winning stream, winning day, winning on my new account right here. 3 accounts right now. That's 3 times what? 1666. How much is that? 3 times 16. 5K, right? 15K in total on 3 accounts. So that's good. 15K. I haven't traded this funded account for months. I almost forgot that I had it. I'm like, bro. I almost forgot that I had that account here because I was so obsessed trading this account right there. I'm like, okay, let's pick it up again. Let's start on this account again. Let's build it up. Let's get towards our payouts and stuff. Mr. Professor, thank you for the sub, my friend. Okay. Anyways, one try, two times, third time was the lucky charm here. Okay. Lucky charm here. All right. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. I think we closed the whole week green. Not joking. We closed the whole week green here. So that's amazing here. That is very, very nice. Let me actually see if this works. Yes, it does. Okay. Beautiful, my friend. So, I think we should go over the overall market. What do you guys think here in a second here? I'm going to go and look at the next steps for gold right now. What are the potential levels from now? Okay, because I just wanted to get this money in. Especially because we saw so much choppiness. We were very patient, by the way, which is very good. I think the patience definitely paid off. So congratulations. If you were just as patient today, it was a good choice to be more patient. Still managed to trade pretty decent, right? Overall, I must say. I think we did. Nothing too crazy right now. But we managed to trade accordingly. And again, a W is a W, and also making consistent profits is how you make money over time long term. Okay? So that's very, very good. Yes, enjoy your weekend, guys. Stay safe. All right, nice. Well, I'm still here. We're still going to cover a couple of important layers right now. We have to look at a couple other things in terms of the actual consistency. Is there a chance we go to the previous daily highs? There is. So do take that in consideration as well here. Okay, we could get there towards the previous daily highs, the 4825, right? I will be looking at some sort of a pullback scenario, maybe look for a consolidation play if I see something like this right here, right? We could see something like this as well. It could be we get to the previous daily highs here, all right? I hope you guys understand this. We already talked about this before the stream, right? Or before when the stream actually started out. So I hope that is clear right here. So most important, let's get back to work here right now. Let's see where we are. Let's see what the chat has been doing. Let me know if you guys have been enjoying the stream so far. And if you really like the stream, all right? If you really like this channel and what we do here on a daily basis, then what you can do right now is you can smash up that like button here. That would help the channel grow, tremendously, okay? It really does help the channel grow a lot here. We've been really trying to kick it off. And I think that... hard work, discipline, consistency right now is what's going to make a difference. Like my goal right now is to really make an impact on you guys here. You guys have been barely promoting anything. I have not been promoting anything except for today because of the fact that we got so many questions, okay, about the mentorship, the VIP and stuff. If I sell a course. And I said before, I don't sell a course. I will not sell a course. I don't like selling a course. I think it's not personal enough. I don't think it's going to work. I think people have too many questions. People want to see the live execution. People really need that guidance, okay? So for that reason, like I said at the beginning, I'm opening a small group, right? A small group, 15 spots, maximum 15 spots. And that's 6 weeks working directly with me, okay? So you will learn the exact strategy here, which is this trading system, all right? It's exactly this trading system that you're going to learn in this process, according to of course, the LT Trading War Map, which is a book that I've written for you guys already, which you can get for free. It's a 300-pager right here, 300 pages of information that you can download for free. Many of you guys should have received an email already. If you haven't received an email, then you can get the email, I think, after the stream. Okay, we'll make sure that you get the email after that. But this is only for the people who are very committed, okay? If you are trading as a hobby, I would not recommend you to join this. If you only think about turning your trading into a profession, so like me, like having a full-time income from trading, okay, getting towards your first, whatever, 10K a month trading, okay, making sure that you can finally get that consistency, have that edge, and of course, utilize the right process and system with the right tools, okay, and system in order to get there, okay? The right tools and indicators in order to definitely make that work. So if that is you, you can actually click on the link in the description here. I might believe that we're already going to be full after the stream because we have 1,000 people watching the stream here. I'm only going to apply for 15 people. I made a video. You can watch it. and then you can do it. 15 spots, and it's really first come, first serve, but we really do pre-select, okay? So really do your best. It will take you like 5 minutes to fill in this information, but really do your best, okay, if you can, because we really need to hand select the right people for our journey here, right? To see who kind of fits us the best right there, okay? If you're not taking this serious and you're just doing this as a hobby, then don't even apply, all right? It's only for the guys that really want to make a difference right there and actually want to follow a system, focus on this for 1 year, which is the gold hybrid trading system, okay? One system, one strategy, one instrument. It's going to be the main focus. It's going to be gold. It's going to be gold, okay? I don't like to deviate right now on market conditions like these from anything else. It's just going to be gold, all right? So we have a link in the description and also in the chat right here, all right? So you can click on that link and then we'll get back to you, okay? Perfect. Now with that said here, let's go over everything that we have done this week, because I think it's always fair to showcase all the trades of the week, to be transparent, right? To go through the streams as well. What has been working for us? You know, where did we struggle? What was kind of the situations where we broke even? Yesterday was a beautiful example, right? Yesterday, I took a trade, right? First trade, boom, straight into drawdown, right? Immediate drawdown right here. And what did happen? Eventually, look at that, major drawdown, wrong entry. And then boom, we recovered, right? We came back to our entry and I shorted it from the top and we still made money. This is what we call trade management, right? We make sure that we manage our trade accordingly and actually go from there, okay? So I think it's fair to say here. Now, before I do, I think it's important for you also to see exactly what is my expectation for gold right now, right? Because we have the CPI right now. It came out bearish for the dollar. It actually came out really surprisingly good for gold because of the fact that the data came out lower than expected here, which is great. And I think the main cause of that higher inflation in general was just because of the oil prices rising, okay? Makes everything more expensive, has an impact on the American economy, therefore automatically the products themselves are getting more expensive as well, etc., right? It's a looping effect. It's a cause and reaction, okay? Now, I don't think it's as bad as it should be, or it could have been. So I think that Jerome Powell is not really thinking, or the Federal Reserve in general is not really thinking about increasing interest rates. So I don't think that the dollar will, because of this now, get stronger, okay? It is actually more bullish for gold, by the way. Just so you know, actually more bullish for gold here. Now let's go over gold here on the higher time frame. And let's see what's going on right now, because we are going to the previous daily highs right now, right? That's kind of the idea. We sniped our entry, took some time. We were patient enough. And we managed to get out of the trade accordingly. Could we still leave some profits running for the previous daily high? I think we could have. You know, it could always be better. That's for sure. But especially on these funded accounts, right? I really like to take what I can get consistently, make my money consistently and grow that account. Because before you know it, right? You have 350K accounts, you make 500 a day and boom, right? Before you know it, you have that 15K payout, right? On these 3 accounts, for example, very quickly. So consistency is very key on these accounts, in my opinion. On the personal account, you can leave it running. You can just be a bit more flexible. That's kind of the difference here. But anyways, right now, the higher time frame is looking still relatively good here, okay? I can't say that gold is bearish, because right now, like, I can see this reaction, right? We saw this huge sell-off here. We saw that gold dropped. It took out the lows right around there. It's now pushing higher. And now the question for everyone is going to be, is this going to be the top? And are we going to roll over and come down? Right? That's kind of the big question at this current moment. Now, the answer is different for everyone, because if you are a swing trader and you hold your trades, if you hold your trades for months or for weeks, yeah, that is going to be very important to you, okay? Because you want to know what your projection is going to be in the next coming, next coming days, weeks, months ahead of you, right? But for us right now, most of you guys are scalpers, most of you guys are day traders, right? So what you're trying to figure out is what is happening at this current moment here, okay? What is happening at this current moment? So what I think is important here is to go and be more focused right now on the intraday time frame, okay? So the 4-hour time frame is, in my opinion, a pretty important zone right now, okay? Does that make sense? If you just simply draw a line here, you can see that we have been trending up. We've been creating higher highs and higher lows consistently. So we've been creating higher highs and higher lows. We've been ranging, right? We broke out again. We retested it. And now we're potentially breaking out again, right? So the previous weekly highs were sitting at the 4890. This is the previous weekly highs. It could easily be that this is the goal, right, for us to get towards to. As long as we're holding these levels right now, I don't see a reason for us guys to start aggressively being so bearish on gold, especially, and watch this very closely here, especially because the dollar is in major resistance right now. Look at that. The dollar is in major resistance. We see the dollar is getting rejected from the daily supply zone. Okay, it's getting rejected. It's pushing down. And the weaker the dollar is, the better it is for gold. This is what we have been seeing over the last couple of weeks especially, right? But this is very, very important right now to remain, in my opinion, from my perspective, more bullish biased, okay? So as long as this trend stays stable here, guys, we create these higher highs and higher lows here, we have this overall trend here, okay? And we're gonna just really simplify this right now. And we mark out a box from here to here, okay? Boom. Does this look bearish to you? Let me know in the chat. Intraday-wise, does this look bearish to you? Let me know. Type in a yes, type in a no. I just want to hear your opinion right now, okay? So we can all agree on this. Simple, right? Don't have to overcomplicate this right now. We're going to go into the more complicated stuff in a, in a second here. But as far as what I can see, this looks pretty clean, okay? Looks pretty clean. Looks pretty bullish for now. Yes, indeed, we didn't break structure right away, but we didn't do this here either, okay? It usually could be that we range, we break out, right? And we continue to go to the upside right now. So there is no reason for me to see I'm super bearish biased. Now, on the lower time frame, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not be willing to look for short setups. Why wouldn't I? Okay? I'm not going to say, okay, we're bullish bias on the higher time frame, so I'm only going to look for longs, okay? You could do that. I could do that. But in general, when we're going to the 15-minute, for example, there are plenty of times when you pull back, okay? Look at that. When we are overvalued against the dollar, we pull back, right? Overvalued against the dollar, we pull back, okay? Overvalued against the dollar, in resistance, we pull back right there, okay? So it's very important to take that in consideration right here. Overvalued, pull back, overvalued, pull back, overvalued, you name it, right? So every time when we're overvalued, we tend to pull back here. So the market tends to go in waves, okay? So there are gonna be periods where I will be willing to look for pullback scenarios, okay? And this is why I use a tool. It's what I created personally. It's also, by the way, what you get in the mentorship, 6 weeks with me. You get access to these tools, all the indicators that I use. So you have a really good understanding of the bias as well. But that's on another note. But the dollar and the overvaluation has been very accurate, very effective, okay? So when we're overvalued on the 15-minute, I tend to not look for longs anymore, okay? When we are undervalued, yes, the bottoms are getting set. We're usually bottoming out, and because we're in that uptrend, it's easy to snipe these bottoms right here, to buy here, to buy here, right? To buy in these lows because we're trending up from an intraday perspective. Okay, I hope that makes sense right there. But this is something that we utilize right now at the moment here. So my suggestion to you is that we might indeed go for the previous daily highs right here. We might even go for the previous weekly highs, okay? We can move up here, but we're not far away from a pullback. So it could be, and this is my short-term bias right now, that we break out, right? We actually hit the previous daily highs. We find that resistance, right? We get overvalued, we pull back, we cool off, and then the question is, right here, is this then enough for us to look for a new area of support and then look for the continuation higher, okay? That is the overall thought process of what you need to look at right now, and it removes your complete horizon, okay, of you being bearish on the higher time frame, okay? Focus on the 4-hour, go to the 15-minute, do not overcomplicate it. Okay, Do not overcomplicate it. Do this and keep grinding from that perspective right here, okay? And that's the way we move forward here. Now, let's say we have our idea in our mind. Let's say we have what we call our session bias, okay? Now we have to go a bit deeper. Now it gets a bit more complicated, okay? Let's say we go to our, what we call our session bias. Let me show what we have here. We have our session bias right there, okay? This is when we can go to the preparation, right? Then we go to the preparation. This is where things become very important, okay? After the session bias is clear, we say, okay, for the New York session, I'm looking for longs. I'm looking for shorts. Today, we're looking for longs, okay? We're more looking for long setups, but it could be that we're looking for shorts the next time. Once that's clear to us, we will look at our key levels, okay? What are our areas of interest? What are our key levels? Where do we find our support levels, our resistance levels? Why do we find our support and resistance levels right there? So our first resistance level right here is going to be the 4838 on futures, okay? The 4838 is exactly when we will take out the previous daily highs right there, okay? So it makes sense to say that if we go up, we take out the highs, we get overvalued, then we pull back. Why? Higher time for resistance, overvaluation. How many times was this overvaluation on point here? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, right? Even in the short term, 4, right? Every single time when we're overvalued, we tend to do what? We tend to at least pull back for a short period of time. We don't reverse the trend, we pull back here. So the 4830, okay, or the 4828.5 here is a very important level for after the session, guys. I really want you to pay attention to this, okay? So mark this one out on your futures chart, the 4830, I think, right? It's the 4812 on your gold CFD chart right here. I want you to mark out this level. It is the point of control of this range right here. And if you want to learn about the volume profile, we have a free book for you. You can download it, you can read it. This is exactly what it is about. It's the fixed profile right here. The fixed volume profile, structure-based approach. Sometimes the markets consolidate. It builds the energy and it prepares you for a major move. And in these phases, you need a different tool. This is where the fixed range volume profile comes into play, right? That is part of the process. This is a level where, in my opinion, you have to really look into seeing what the reaction will be. And maybe, yes, maybe, we'll indeed pull back, okay? We might indeed do that. If we pull back earlier and we cool down already, right? What are the levels that we then have to look for? Well, let's have a look at it right now. Let's look at the previous day. And let's look at some of our levels right here that we have marked up. I think that this is going to be a major zone. The 62 right there on the spot chart. Okay, and on gold it will be the 484. Okay, the 84 right around there. So if price doesn't get there, we might pull back. We find that support around this area. And then we react again. I'm willing to look for longs there. Because the overall trend is still bullish. Okay? The 4 hour is bullish. The dollar is looking weak. Everything seems to be aligning here. We're just a little bit getting overvalued right now against the dollar. So we need to cool down a little bit here. So short-term pullback or a bounce and then a long continuation, taking out the previous daily highs, if not the previous weekly highs from there. But I do believe right now, as long, and this is to sum it up, guys, as long as this structure on the 4 hour time frame holds up properly, right around here, okay? And right around here, this overall 4 hour structure that we're seeing on gold right here, there is nothing really to worry about. We just have to follow the intraday trend and we'll make it happen from there, guys, okay? So I'm really excited for Monday's stream with you guys. I'm very happy to see it here. We had a fantastic amount of pretty solid trades overall here. Let me quickly go to some of the other streams that we had before this week, right? Now, yesterday, of course, we had our exact reaction right here. It was this one. We ended that trade in green. We managed to close the trade in profit right there. It was actually very nice. Took some time, right? But it played out perfectly. And the first wrong trade was a break-even trade. So we made sure that we closed the day in profit right there. I think that was pretty good overall. Then we had, let me see, what else did we have here? we had the day before that. I think that was a break-even day, right? We were in profit right here. Price started to push up higher, right? Price started to push up higher. And then moment onwards, I think we came down again. And then it just pretty much started to slow down. And the market was pretty slow. I took 3 long contracts right there. But the market just didn't want to do what we wanted to do, right? And then eventually, I think it came down here. No follow through. Market was choppy. Eventually came down lower. But we managed to get out of the trade, I think. Let me see. We got into some drawdown. Oh, yeah. We actually wanted to buy here. Price got activated. Right there. This was 2 days ago. Price got activated. We came up. Price immediately flipped bullish. This one was in drawdown a little bit, I think. Came up again. Looked at the order flow here. Price, we were up $200 there. We actually flipped kind of bullish. We kind of nailed the bottom there. But eventually we exited the trade on break even. This one as well. Price came back. And we decided to close the trade. And that was kind of the end of the session here. Yeah, we actually closed it right above our entry. So that was the other trade right here. Okay. And what else did we have right there? Just going to go over it all for transparency purposes, by the way. So you can actually see every week what we did. And I remain to do this because I think that transparency is uttermost important here. Okay. This was the day before that. Okay. The day before that, we had our exact short here. We took a short right there. Right, price came down here. We got our order there. I think we closed the trade there. Boom. That was an easy scalp. Took some time as well. And I think that was a good winning trade right there as well here. So, yeah, no losses this week, guys. No losses this week. I think that was a good trade overall here. And I think that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What else did we have here? Yeah. And this was Monday. Okay, Monday's trade right here. Also, beautiful trade. Very clean. That was actually one of the cleanest trades, by the way, of the week. Right there. Beautiful top. Rejection to the downside right there. And aligned perfectly with an overvaluation, right, against the dollar right here. Okay? Overvaluation against the dollar. You shortened it from a key level. The macro bias was overvalued, like we just talked about, right? Like I said, that's why there is a chance that gold would drop now. And price came down and we closed the trade here, okay? We can go and do much deeper analysis and breakdown. But, you know, we just show our trades again because I don't want to hide the previous streams, right? If I would have 4 losses, I would show you it right now on a Friday. Just so you understand this, okay? I just want to make sure that you are aware of that. Because I think this is the only way we can grow as humans, as traders, and actually make a difference, okay? I think we did it for today, guys, this week, guys. I think we absolutely did it here. I just got a message that we got a lot of applications right now already. A significant amount of applications, to be honest. So what we have to do here is this is your last chance to join our system here, the gold hybrid trading system. You can watch it. The link's in the description here. One group of 15 people is what I'm going to do here. I no longer going to create a course anymore. It's not my thing. It's just not my style. I want to work with people personally with a small group and give them all my attention and actually turn them into profitable traders with all the tools, the instruments here, also the exact platform, the right settings, everything, right? So they can work from that perspective for the next coming days, weeks, months ahead of us here. So if that's interesting to you and you're serious, you can apply by clicking on this link right here. Apply for the Gold Hybrid Trading System Mentorship. 15 spots only, okay? So what has happened to gold here? Yeah, it dropped. Wow, overvalued, and it came down here. So we closed it at the right level. I told you, the 15, the 14 was an important level that we couldn't neglect, okay? And on the hourly time frame, you can see exactly why we marked out our red box right here. You see that? We marked out that zone right there, and we knew it was an important level here. So I'm happy that I closed the trade right there, my friend. Okay? Right there. All right, guys. I hope this makes sense, you guys. I think this is it for today's session here. We had a fantastic week. One more time, if you like this stream, then the only thing I'm asking for you, right, to smash up the like button, to read the book this weekend, study the material, right? Get to know my thought process. I spent probably right now 9 months, you could say, writing this book, okay? This is why I stopped streaming for a while, to actually write a book in hard copy format as well here. Actually write it so you guys can become better traders. And for me, I'm very proud to say that I've written a book in my life, you know? Done something important with my life, finally. Taking my time to do something like that. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm gonna see you guys again on a Monday. I think it was an awesome stream. And if we can get this to 800 likes, that would be really great, because we haven't reached that, I believe, yet. 800. I don't think so. Anyways, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you guys for this week here. I hope you guys are learning a lot. And yeah, stay calm, stay cool, collected here. Gold right now is pulling back. So take that in consideration here. And I think we closed it at the right exact freaking moment. Okay? Let's end the stream with a banger. And make sure that you guys are going into the weekend with a great feeling. And then I'm going to go through all the applications with my team. And we're going to select 50 people. Yes, it will be paid, obviously. So do take that in consideration here for the people who asked that in the chat. Let's make it happen, guys. Let's do it. And have a nice weekend, okay? I want to see you Monday again, 8 a.m. EST. Same time. Come on time. And we'll get there.
Find a distraction.
Peace.
Should I hide away forever? Can we let go of tomorrow? You will find a distraction. Should I hide away forever? Can we let go of tomorrow? You will find a distraction. Should I hide away forever?
Thank you guys. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you Monday. Enjoy the rest of your night.